Hey man, how come I'm gonna have the screen, Nacho? Make me the whole screen. That's what I'm talking about. Is it on the Yeti mic? Sit down light right here too bright. I need to cut this off and then backlights on. I don't get the move right. It's just that shit right there burning my motherfucking eye. Oh, it gotta be over there. That shit burning my eyelid, man. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, man. Shit, man. That ain't got nothing to do with high. It's called astigmatism. No, the only reason why I'm colorblind, nigga, detach my retina, man. I need to sue that motherfucker. That's what happens on the battlefield. I'm gonna need there's still 22 on here. Let's see. Okay, hold on. I just requested. I don't even know what the shit costs. That's crazy. Just request $50. Yeah. Nope. I got my juice in there. Oh yeah. Give me another OJ then. Nah, I get one more little tang. I'll just get one more. But just get me no man, give me some OJ, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna just get me one more little sip of her little whatever the hell she made. Pineapple, orange, all the juices. Shit, good. Juices cost me $300. Better juice and shit. She talk about, oh, you done playing in the dirt? Nope, we just eating lunch. We ain't done playing in the dirt. We hiding from the dirt right now. My life is dirt. Hey, they drawing me now already with this bonnet on. These bitch ass nigga boy. Yeah, what are you little cartoon? I love Kwame ass. I'm watching everything he do ass nigga. Got you an avatar. Yeah, he got me an avatar. He got me up there. He got me as a white boy. Hey, I don't give a shit. You keep watching, nigga. You done came for us, nigga drawing me. Nigga drawing me, watching me. Keep watching, nigga. But listen, man, I gotta show y'all something. That's enough for me. You take your time. Hey, I gotta show y'all something, man. This shit sad, B. Hey, man, y'all gotta see this, and then I'm gonna show y'all the Willie D thing. This Karmelo Anthony case, this shit tearing the world apart, man. Have you noticed that every year it be something happen to an individual that none of us know, but somehow it's a revolutionary black thing, and it's like the most social justice shit you supposed to ever be a part of, and then we forget about that person, and then that shit happen again in another 4 years. It's the most social justice shit you ever supposed to be a part of, and then we memorialize that person. Then it happened like. Have we not seen this story over and over again? Why is it that this Karmelo Anthony thing has something to do with everybody? To the point where attorneys and people who work in the field can't even state their opinion without being a coon. So to be black now, it seems like you have to be a one-track minded lion. I'm just down with the blacks, no matter right or wrong. White people did it too, ass nigga. Hey, Nacho, did I say it right? I kind of went off a little bit. I don't know if I said it right. Because Jesus Christ, man. You can't say nothing but I agree. I agree. The white boy was supposed to go. Yep. Stab his ass. You gotta say the most craziest shit in the world to be down. What in the hell is going on now? Our pro-blackness is rude and crazy than a motherfucker. Hey, listen here. Y'all too tough for me. I'm sorry. I ain't that tough. I'm a father. So if I see somebody who lose a child, I have empathy for the person who lost a child. I also can understand and look at circumstances around the situation. and say whether I think a person should get manslaughter or whether I think a person is just a stone-blooded killer. So I think I'm balanced, but a lot of people don't want balance, boy. They want all or fucking nothing. There's some white folks that want you to say, God damn it, he's a stone cold killer. Look at me, black. And watermelon felon ass blackie. Crazy shit. There's some white folks that want you to say that. Watermelon felon. And then some black folks want you to say, they want you to do the stab then. What kind of bullshit is that, man? They made up a goddamn stab the boy down. I said, oh shit. I ain't bullshitting. Hey, they parents ain't tell them never show out in front of white people. Them some bitches showing out in front of white folk, boy. I'm talking about they standing there as puny as they can be, stabbing themselves, talking about they doing the Metcalf dance. I said, what the fuck? But hey, man, I don't know what the hell going on, but somebody need to hit that switch of crazy and turn that shit off. People ain't normal no more. People fucked all the way to the up. That's crazy. I'm talking about, and if you black now, you gotta be down with the radical shit. You gotta say that I'm supposed to say, just because I'm black, that if a boy push another boy, that I want the other boy to respond with a stabbing. I think that's some hoe ass shit. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck what size a person is. If he push you, push their ass back. If they jump you, cool. Get your shit in. And if you already got the knife, ball up, then get your shit off. I'll do whatever you got to do. But you want me to okay pushing to a stabbing? Nah. That's whack to me. I got a son that's going to be taller than the average kid. You teach your kid not to kill my kid. You teach your kid how to actually defend himself instead of talk shit like his mama. And then that boy would have known what to do in that situation. Somebody standing up over you, push his ass down the bleachers, punch him in the scrotum. You do all sorts of things, but you don't stab him in the chest with a knife. You don't get final when somebody push you. See, that's what mama tell you. And I hear men saying the truth. I hear men saying the problem. Mama said, pick up something and knock the shit out of them. Yeah, my mama, didn't your mama tell you pick up something when somebody fuck with you and knock the shit out of them? Yeah, well, mama didn't tell your dumb ass that that's aggravated assault, stupid motherfucker. Because the damn show is aggravated assault. Yeah, you said? Yeah, mama ain't tell you that was aggravated assault, though. But it is. Or assault. And see, mama got to go to the extreme. Daddy would have told you, come on, boy, let me teach you this 1-2. Let's go to the gym. Let's learn how to fight so you can go get your ass whooped and you win some and you lose some. Now these niggas they providers and protectors, but they so goddamn pretty or whatever they is. They got $1,000 jeans on, soft head hands, ain't nothing physical about them. So every time somebody touch you or anything, you got a pistol for them. How the fuck you gonna protect a woman if every time somebody run a foul to you, you gonna shoot them? If your man is a shooter, you won't have a man long. What's up? Not yet. If your man is a shooter, you won't have a man long. Because everything is not a shootable offense. Your man needs to be a thinker. Because he need to think about, sometimes I might need to mace this motherfucker. Sometimes I might need to just get my wife away from this mother. And sometimes I should have never came to this mother. You got to be a thinker. You don't just crash out. Only little boys crash out. Men think about what they do and they respond. And if you ain't put your hands on me and you ain't, you can say some stupid shit to me. And now that I'm at the age that I am, I'm going to assess the situation. I'm going to look at you. Nah, I'm straight. And that ain't for you. That's for me. I'm straight. I just think about I roll the deck. I go through my Rolodex of things I could possibly do or could possibly be done to me. And then it always result back in my head about jail. And then by the time they get there, I'm like, okay, I wake up from that delusion, like, okay, cool. Now back in my day, yeah. But I'm an older man, so I avoid situations. I avoid people that's going to raise my blood pressure. I avoid all kind of things that's going to raise my blood pressure or my cortisol. I don't want that. So if I gotta walk away from a situation and laugh, I'm gonna do that. If you put your hands on me, then that's something different. I'm not gonna respond with deadly force over a push. I used to be the skinniest thing around, and I still would never respond to deadly force with a push. I'm gonna crack that goddamn nose, and if you don't drop, we gotta go from there. End of the story. But let's show some of the stuff that's going on in the world today. Because to be black now, you got to be a Democrat. That's the one thing. Step one to be black, you got to be a Democrat. You got to be a Trump never, Democrat forever. Don't ask no questions about the kids. Don't ask nothing about nothing. Just Democrat for life, bitch. And you have to somehow attach yourself to every story that you don't know nothing about and get on Twitter and sound and act pro-black. Even though in real life, though, you'll pull out your phone when somebody black getting their face kicked the fuck in. Even though in real life, if you see somebody black getting robbed, slapped down, snatched out his jewelry, hanging on by a thread, you gonna say that's real nigga shit. World star. You ain't gonna do a motherfucking thing like a civilian or anybody that's in a neighborhood or a community, but yet and still we say we have a black community. Why you think everybody move out of the fucking community? Who gonna live somewhere that you pull out a goddamn phone and laugh at somebody getting their head kicked in? Oh, I forgot. That's lame to not. Yeah, I'm a lame ass nigga. I'm supposed to keep mind my business. Real nigga shit. I get it. But who want to live around somebody that's trying to be real while they trying to really raise kids? That's all I'm asking. He said, I react to save life, Kwame, not take it. Man, most people just gonna put that phone on your ass and holler world star, and whatever happens is on you. So no, that's why we don't have no motherfucking community. We don't have no community. We don't got no snitches in our community. What's wrong with you? Now check this out. I like this video. Before we get into the Willie D video, I want to play this video. It's on Kingdom Reacts. Stephen A. Smith is bloviating. He's saying some right things, but he's like the version of Charleston White. He's going to say things that make sense on one side because he listens to people who say things that he's repeating, but he's going to always vote Democrat. Hip Hop Business Daily. Yo, what's good, bro? Drop the link real quick. Got something to tell you. All right, hold on. Man, listen here, man. My brother say Democrats definitely changed over time. Democrats only want a Barack Obama type niggas and D Wade daddy type of niggas. That's all they want. Andrew Gillum, D Wade daddies in the Democratic Party. That's what they want. They don't want men. As I sit up here looking like I got on a bonnet. What's up, bro?
Yo, what's good, bro?
Ain't nothing.
Yo, you the truth, bro. Yo, I'm on 141st and Broadway last night, right?
Mm-hmm.
We outside chilling and shit outside the Harlem Cigar Room, right? So we look up, like, oh shit, is that Oak? It damn sure was Oak, bro. I'm like, yo, what's up, Oak? Nigga walked up by himself. So we in the spot. He take a picture of me and all that type of shit. You know what I mean? I asked him about you. He's like, yo, that's little bro right there. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I wanted to tell you, man. Like, you be speaking the truth to these niggas, man. I'm going, man.
All right, salute, bro.
All right, bro.
Yep. Man, Oak, my guy, I keep trying to tell him that. I talked to Oak last week, but that ain't nobody's business. So I really don't be tripping, man. Everybody can think what they want. But I respect people, so people respect me. I got nothing but respect for Oak. And so I get it in return. And Oak is a man, so everybody like, oh, Oak said you get it your own way. He a grown ass man, nigga. He said what the fuck he want to say. But I was supposed to beef with him because of what he said as an adult man. I don't think like you. And maybe you don't think like me. And maybe that's why I ain't no jail ass nigga, because everything another man say, it really don't shake me up like that. But some of you niggas be real shaky when somebody says, what? What he said? Get the homies. We're gonna leave our families, leave the kids, and we're gonna go get this nigga for what he said. Yeah, I don't think like that. I'd be like, I don't give a fuck about what he said. I might say something back, but that's about it.
Song. They're not from the same lane. They're not even talking about the same issue. But you listen close enough and you'll see the same frustration hiding underneath it, right? Not frustration with white people, not frustration with black people, Republicans, or with Democrats. Frustration with explanations that don't seem to explain anything anymore. So let's get into it.
Stop looking at black folks like it's this one monolithic group. You see a dissipation kicking in, where the level of faith in the Democratic Party is shrinking before our very eyes, because you have a lot of black folks out there that feel the way that I feel. By that strong leaning towards the extreme left, you forgot about black folks in the process. The LGBTQ community, I'm a live and let live kind of guy. Live your life, no problem. You understand? I support you having your civil rights or whatever.
See, right here, he wanted to say you forgot about black men. He was scared to take it all the way to the door. Stephen A., I'll fill in the gaps for you. The Democratic Party forgot about black men. They only want pudgy, cortisol, titty wearing, roly-poly Martin. They want these men that's going to cry. They don't want men that's going to say, why the fuck are you worried about that? Why do you give a damn if white people don't like you? I don't like them. They don't want people that's going to say things that's going to disrupt that. I'm offended. They don't want men like that. They want men that are offended by everything and ashamed of goddamn nothing. You ought to be ashamed, nigga, that you crying. You ought to be ashamed that your woman making more noise than you. You ought to be ashamed that you can't say, shh, be the fuck quiet, girl. Let me do this. You ought to be ashamed that you can't do that. That's what you ought to be ashamed of. Not that the fact that you overly sensitive about whether a white person want to live around you or not. I don't give a fuck if white people don't want to live around me. I got some cool ass white people that fuck with me. And the ones that don't, we just haven't met each other yet. That's how I look at it. I don't do the white, black, argue with everybody thing. That's stupid. It's some cool ass white people. It's some cool ass black people. It's some ain't shit white people and it's some ain't shit black people. And every other race you can do the same thing with. So to sit up here and try to act like it's all good when it ain't, no, it's not. It's not at all. So Stephen A. wanted to say that the Democratic Party forgot about men. The men that they put before us is usually, you know what, and the men that they put before us is either men that have families like Andrew Gillum, but then he end up laid out on the bathroom floor butt naked with allegedly men around. So they don't really like men. You know, Barack Obama got a wife that's talking about it's going to be about me. If my wife said it's going to be about her from here on out, then what the fuck she need me for? Two people become one. One of the people said the marriage is about me. Really? So we don't need to be married no more. She would be the second first lady. But Hey, I'm not Obama. But I guess this title of marriage is supposed to be so good just because you got the title of marriage. But I can hear what I can hear. And I'm hearing a woman acting like she don't fuck with me no more. And you saying that it's about you. When I married you, then I should divorce you. We can split this shit on up. Let me go get two hoes. I'm sorry. I live a full life. I don't got to deal with your mouth no more. And I can just run around here and be single. I'm sorry, Obama. I have Secret Service dropping me off to every goddamn hood. You from Chicago too? Shit. Obama can shoot jump shots. Man, please. Obama be cleaning up. He start going back out. I'll be going out on her ass. I'm sorry. I heard what she said. Y'all men ain't hear that? I'm just saying. Y'all men ain't hear that? She said it's going to be more about me. I sat there and said, what the fuck? The president can't get his woman, the former black president. A man ain't got a shot no more, boy. I guess a man just supposed to get behind his wife and say, yes, honey, this man is the fucking former president, the highest of the high, supposed to be black man. And he can't get his woman to be respected. Like, that's a damn shame. And she does it when the cameras are at the brightest. That's when she steals the shine every single goddamn time. Ladies that's looking up to Michelle Obama, stop. Do you know how disheartening it is for a man to see that another man worked his way up to be the fucking president? They call me a bust, so I ain't got a shot in the dark. If Obama can't be respected by his black woman, then what the fuck do you think that's telling the rest of us black men? Y'all got to start thinking about this shit. What is that telling the rest of us black men? If Michelle Obama, and a lot of y'all want to be like her, and those of you who do, I'm gonna pray for your husbands. They probably gonna die early, and I hope not. I'll knock on wood. But that's probably the reason why a lot of these men die early. If I had to think about it, they get with some of these women that think all about themselves, and then they lessen themselves, lower their testosterone, stress out their brains, and then stop their fucking heart. Because that go against everything man to sit up here and hear a woman say. Basically, nigga, it's all about me. If I hear a broad say that, then I'm going to get all about me. And when I become all about me, this shit, my pants just come unzip. I'm sorry. Because I have to use the bathroom. I have to use the bathroom. That's the only reason why they come unzip. I have to use the bathroom. Anyway, you sound dumb as hell. Watch the whole video. Oh, damn. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. She raised you right, man. You got a good family. She raised you good, man. You fighting for women you don't even know. You're a good man, brother. I'm telling the nigga what I would do. And what I heard, he telling me what I didn't hear, and I sound dumb. All right, man. Let me think what I think, man. That's the problem with too many niggas being nosy, nigga. If you hear that I'm saying some bullshit, all you supposed to do as a man is log off. You ain't supposed to be typically typing and telling me I'm stupid and all. Come on, man. What you went to DeVry, nigga? ITT Tech? Come on, man. Calm down. We don't got to do that. We do not have to do that. But let's get back to the show, man. I'm just telling you what I would do. I would not sit with no woman that's talking to me in a manner as if I'm still not the apple of her eye. I would much rather end this situation with you and get with somebody that's going to treat me like I'm the apple of her fucking eye. I don't give a damn if that's for 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, 20. I got to get the apple of your motherfucking eye treatment. I don't want to hear that because it was this, because it was apple of your fucking eye. All right. My eye going to go somewhere else. Yeah, that nigga went to ITT Tech. What the fuck? Nigga, come on, I'm tired of you, nigga. Bro, I just watched a video of a black woman saying that black men who cook for their woman is broke. Basically said it's okay for other men to do. Shaking my fucking head. What the fuck? She said, if you cook for your woman, you broke. Well, shit, I'm damn sure I'm cooking for myself, really. You could just get something to eat. Goddamn. You just go get something off the stove. Appreciate it. Andre W. gifted 20 Kwame Brown Bus Life membership. Salute to you, Andre W. Appreciate it. I'm just saying. You can say I sound dumb and all that, whatever. She raised you right, nigga. But I'm just saying that I'm not a brainwashed cookie. And nigga, I think I'm the shit. I think I'm an exceptional nigga that go up there on that nair. And I live my life that way. And if a woman don't celebrate me in that way, I'm sorry. My keys just go to jank. And I could be wrong. You can say I'm wrong. But my keys gonna go to motherfucking jank. And it is what it is. If you want to be treated a certain way, that's you. But me, my motherfucking keys gonna go to jank.
Got a problem though if you want to transition from being a male to a female and you want to compete in female sports. I got a problem when you want to have, when you want to engage in gender change and you're willing to condone it transpiring without parental consent. You know what I said on the air a couple of weeks ago? I said, forget all of this stuff for a second. Anybody who is a parent, tell me the human being that could come up to y'all and say, when it comes to your kid.
He said, peace chat. If that's the case, then I'm a broke mother effer. If that's the case, I'm broke as hell too. I am broke. But I'm for to cook right now. I ain't for to cook for no woman, but I'm for to cook for myself. But I cook all the goddamn time. Matter of fact, a woman around me sometimes prefer that I cook because I'm a bad motherfucker. Most times I teach a woman how I would like her to cook for me. Yeah, don't make it like that. Make it like this right here. Let me show you. I ain't just talking. Taste that. You like that? I know you do. You like when I put it. All right. Now I want you to cook it just like that. Well, you want me to show you? I'll show you about 3 or 4 times. Come on in the kitchen with me, and I'll show you. That's the type of man I am. I'll show you what I like. But sometimes that shit backfire because the women be like, "Well, I like the way you cook it. Can you cook that?" And I find myself cooking all the fucking time. He's like, huh? But see, I don't mind cooking all the time. Because if she rested and you cooking, she got some energy for later. She owe you? She owe me. Now it's like you owe me something. Hey, it's a trade-off, buddy. Yes, Lord. You feel that feeling? Same thing it do for us, it do for them. You feel like you owe them something. Yeah, she feel like she owe me something then. Hell yeah. And now if she overeat, you gotta go ahead and get the hell out the room, let her get it out, you know what I'm saying? Digest, stretch the belly out. But you know how it goes.
Got a right to do what they want to do without consenting to you as their parent. Show me the parent that says, okay, who's that person? I've never met him, ever. So I'm like, how could y'all do that and think that's cool? See, common sense is what it comes down to. And when people look at me and they say, Stephen, we go because I might disagree with you, but if you make a point, damn it, you made a point. Vinny, you made a point, damn it, you got me. Adam, you made a point, damn it, you got me. I tell you, Danny, of course you got me. Right. But so do I. And my point is, at the end of the day, it's about common sense. And because why? Because that's where both sides can't escape from. You can try, but you can't run from common sense. And something as simple as the example that I just used, any parent, raise your hand if somebody can come to you about your child, telling you what your child can do without your consent. They're a child. You're paying their bills. You're taking care of them. You have dominion over them. Oh, but now you want to hold me accountable for that. But when it comes to something else, oh, okay, they got the right to do what they want to do without consulting you. To me, that's automatic disqualification.
Now, this sound reasonable, what Stephen A is saying, right, Nacho? Nobody can't tell you what to do with your child. That makes sense, right? Oh, but Stephen A will go out there and vote Democrat anyway. The group that's lobbying for them to be able to do whatever the fuck they want to do with your child. So what's the point of you bloviating? What is the point of you bloviating all this bullshit if you only gonna vote Democrat anyway, Stephen A? You're making great points. That's the reason why I didn't vote Democrat, and I'm not afraid to say it. But you foot around the situation. You PUSSY foot around the situation. You're saying all the right things to make other people like me take the scrutiny of why we didn't vote for they motherfucking ass. And I gave my black card to Joe Biden and said, here you go. Because you want to tell me, somebody that my mama didn't never let nobody tell nobody what to do with us. And you want me to relinquish my right for you to tell me what to do with my child? Not in the house I run. So no, hell to the no. I already got to deal with a baby mama that's trying to do that. And I left her ass alone. You know what I'm talking about, Nacho? I don't play that shit. Nobody telling me what to do. That's why I ain't real. Talking about Kwame Brown. Man, this is one of them motherfucking dread bags, boy. Come on, man. I need to tie my dreads up to the top so I can look like a real life roster from Miami, nigga. I'm gonna get gold teeth for something to make the toughen this shit up. Hey, Nacho, where can I get fitted for some gold teeth? They won't say shit to me then. I'm gonna go to Grill Master. Never again. I'll be on this bitch like this. Next time, nigga, what? You watch your mouth then, nigga. He talking about somebody flag this cloud, please. Don't forget Friday Fish. You plan and you invited everyone in the chat to attend. Friday Fish. When the hell I tell you something about some Friday Fish, Nacho? What kind of shit this is I'm smoking now? Friday Fish. The heck? Well, I gotta put that shit down. I got a fish fry on Friday. I gotta stop smoking. Kwame love him some Republican. Nigga, I don't got nothing to do with no Republican, no Democrat. Nigga, I just got common motherfucking sense. Shut up. Oh, dummy. We need to start talking about this delusional white supremacy that comes from our women. Some who keep us from kids is definitely that too. Exactly. That's the biggest problem. Hold on, y'all.
Any politician that lets that come out of their mouth. And I've said so publicly. So I don't disagree with you.
By the way, for what is
Now, what's interesting here isn't even the topic. I think it's who's saying it. For years, certain conversations were treated like radioactive material. Not because everybody agreed, because asking the question itself became the crime. Now, you've got people who build careers avoiding landmines, deciding they'd rather step on one than keep pretending they don't see it. You know what I'm saying? That's how they're approaching it. That's the shift, because once people stop worrying about being invited to the party, they start speaking like they paid for their own ticket. And speaking of saying things people just don't expect.
He gave the liberal community a reality check.
How did he win? Well, it was racism. It was misogyny, xenophobia. Really? 76 million from every walk of life? Up over every demographic from 4 years ago? It was racism. No, it wasn't. It was people who are tired of a system that's been lying to them. All of those things didn't matter to people who are saying, I can't pay for groceries. You can't finesse me with a whole bunch of words that don't mean nothing. Your celebrity endorsements didn't help you. And people are hurting, they're lost, they're wounded, and they're broken. All of what happened Tuesday had already been written by heaven. None of it caught God off guard. And none of it will impact the people of God in a way other than what God intended for his people. So here's my question. Have any of God's promises changed? Has God's love changed? Did anything catch God off guard? So what you crying for?
He gave the liberal community.
And whether you agree with this pastor or not, that's what makes this clip interesting. The interesting part is how much attention it simply gets because of who's delivering the message. A black pastor saying something unexpected creates more shock than the actual words. Think about that. The statement becomes secondary. The messenger becomes the headline. That's how you know people have gotten used to.
Because we blackout chill. We supposed to group think. And white people do it too. So that's what we supposed to be saying. So when somebody black said he got off cold, all right? He ain't real. He a coon.
Sorting humans into full folders. Somebody walks out of the folder, everybody acts like they witnessed the magic trick. Now, I want you to watch how fast this moves from religion to race.
You don't necessarily have to hate white people, but you gotta hate white people. No, it's funny, but it ain't funny. We designed to live up to 200 plus years. We in America, motherfucker barely lucky if you make 65. They poison the foods, poison the air, poison the water. He just, fuck you, nigga. He just do it a smile. The fuck you talking about? You don't got no executive orders. Every community, every borough, they have borough president, right? Borough president doesn't do shit for us. We have district leaders, people that's supposed to be over our districts. They get money, they get budgets for the hood. No businesses. What are you talking about, man? Fuck, I hate white people, man. Because he hate me. How long can you love something that hates you?
Hey, you know what he just said that he ain't take time with? He said that he said white people get budgets for your districts, and then there's no black business, there's nothing going on in your community. Most of these Democrat-ran communities are all black-ran. Most of these Democrats are crying about the gerrymandering right now because black people had their districts that white people didn't even run in. So the whole district was fucking black. So if it was anything that you needed, that the money that came in, black people was keeping the money, not white people. The black people that was lobbying for you, like Brandon Johnson up in Chicago, they're sending money to the illegals. Nobody's running on getting money and actually helping black people. They get money and help every other race of people except black people. And it's black people doing it. So I don't know how he overlooked the fact. He just blamed white people for districts getting money in and misusing the money. He believes that it's all white people doing that. That's wild. Salute Kwame A. Smith. I see you twinning today. Player, you got the Stephen A. look like the Morris twins, pimp. Keep winning, player. Put some respect on that hairline. Hey, cuz, that's because I got this, man. You need to stop hating, bro. Covering up my dreads, man. Lonnie Love, you probably cook that Jiffy Store shit. You probably go to buy low, buy five below. That nigga done dumped the whole shit. She cooking that goddamn Piggly Wiggly food ass shit. Hold up. Yeah. No, I don't need none of that shit. I ain't fuck with that. Nope. Yeah, that shit made the macaroni creamy. I ain't trusting it no more.
It's hard to love someone that don't love you back. How long you think you gonna be loving somebody who hates you? Man, I hate you too, bitch. Fuck you, me. Not you. Fuck me. Fuck you, devil. This how it goes. But you love your master. So this is why you never gonna compete. Ain't no Jamaican going for that shit. Ain't no Haitian going for that shit, man. Fuck, what? So we gotta understand. Y'all owe us. It's not my job to make you feel comfortable when you've been making me feel uncomfortable in America since before I was born. So why should I feel any type of way when I say fuck you, I hate you, when you've been passed laws to show your hate for me? Come on, man. This generation has to know. You have to rethink shit. You got to reevaluate what this shit is. This ain't no Kumbaya song, man. This ain't no United States of nothing, man. We ain't united nowhere. Ain't nobody helping black people. The fuck? Come on, man. Doing that shit, man.
See, this is where conversations usually fall apart. Now, we can point out, certain obvious stuff, but it's really about the same thing.
I think black people are like everybody else, and if you want to help other...
This is a white man telling a black man, no, I think you're like everybody else. You're trying to convince him that he's like everybody else.
So when I said to him, well, why are you still a Democrat or whatever? He basically was like, well, the Republicans never do anything for black people.
I don't need you to do things for me. It's so offensive.
It's the Democrats who have instituted all of the big government policies that kept people in perpetual poverty, that created generational poverty, that put people in subsidized housing that people couldn't get out of. And
New York, LA, Chicago.
Which disproportionately affected black people.
Yes.
And that is just a fact. If you want to help black people, you would do it by creating the economic conditions for people to succeed. So if a black person wanted to own a business, you might want to create conditions that there would be less regulation, or there would be less taxes, or that the streets might be safer. And that's what's happening in Republican cities. But it's not sold as we're trying to help.
And we might need to slow this down because people don't understand that. You might want to give people less taxes, more opportunities to create a business. Everything that Trump was trying to do. But no, we know the war is there, but nobody was trying to put money back in your pocket like Trump was. Now watch this.
Why are you still a Democrat or whatever? He basically was like, well, the Republicans never do anything for the black people.
I don't need you to do things for me. It's so offensive.
It's the Democrats who have instituted all of the big government policies that kept people in perpetual poverty, that created generational poverty, that put people in subsidized housing that people couldn't get out of. And
New York, LA, Chicago.
Which disproportionately affected black people.
Yes.
And that is just a fact. If you want to help black people, you would do it by creating the economic conditions for people to succeed. So if a black person wanted to own a business, you might might want to create conditions that there would be less regulation or there would be less taxes or that the streets might be safer. And that's what's happening in Republican cities. But it's not sold as we're trying to help Black people. So that's what I was trying to show him, that he's more concerned about the packaging than the actual fruits of the policy.
Listen to what keeps happening. Government, community, family, responsibility. Different people, different words, same destination. Everybody's trying to answer one question. Why do some communities improve while others keep running? It's real.
Other communities are improving. Some communities are trying to run the score up. They trying to catch hats. And they're succeeding at alarming rates. This is what y'all don't understand. Y'all call it failure for people to do what it is that they want to do. They're succeeding at Trigger Tachian every year. That's what they're trying to do. They're accomplishing their goal. So I don't know why y'all acting like it's a letdown when that's what they're trying to do. If you're trying to do something else, I'm pretty sure they'll do that too. That's not what they're trying to do.
And nobody wants to question it. Now, this next clip takes the argument and drops it right on the culture.
And a lot of what y'all think is Black American culture is really Caribbean and African culture. Like I said in one of my last videos, the Black community in America, like, might have been the only Black community that really existed with unity, that died in like the 80s and the 90s. Now, I posted this on Facebook and some people said, no, it died in the 70s. And I want to blame this death on mass incarceration, the welfare, see what else, the crack epidemic. But I don't think that's true because everybody's family, every Black American family was not affected by it. But what every Black American in America was affected by is the Immigration Act in 1965. What we were affected by was hip hop going from hip hop music to stripper music in the 80s and 90s because of Uncle Luke Caribbean Act. Now, I'm not saying I don't like, I fuck with my Caribbean cousins, but I feel like a lot of other people's culture and political views and aesthetic and behaviors was kind of intertwined into the Black American community. A lot of Blacks came over from their country to America and assimilated with Black American culture. Happened way back then where there was no social media, there was nothing. So a lot of what didn't belong to Black Americans got pushed onto Black Americans. For instance, I say this all the time, twerking is not Black American culture. It was adopted by Black American culture, and I will make another video explaining to you guys exactly why I say it. Everybody loves to say, and I'll make another video going more into detail on twerk. But everybody loves to say, well, Black Americans twerk because it's a remembrance from our African ancestors. But if that's the case, how come we wasn't twerking during the Jim Crow era or the Civil Rights era? I mean, the Black Americans created so many dances that are cultural to us. The only ones that we remember is twerk, jive and jig and tap dances. All of these footwork and shoulder work dances that Black Americans created. Twerking was the one that revived from the ancestors, but it didn't show up until the 80s when the Caribbean.
Please don't take away twerking as long as my kids don't do it. Y'all see Dracula on the beach before we got a tax break? Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. Salute. As long as my cousins don't do it, and people in my family. But that ain't gonna happen. So get rid of the twerking. But let's get to what Willie D. What is this? I'll play that. I think I played that. Let's get to what Willie D was saying. You said best way in the world? What the hell is that? So I want to play both sides of the fence. So I played an attorney that came up and said his spiel on it that Willie D had on. So this is an attorney that says something that differs, that's a little bit different from Dennis Sterling. And so I want to play it.
I think a lot of things were done to make us look this way. Now everybody focused on race, and it's so much race conversation that, you know, members ain't even prepared for the case. You know, I mean, how the defendant not ready? And I don't even think that falls on Mr. Anthony. I think that falls on the attorney.
Willie D.
Now, that's a true statement that I agree with. It was so much race that I don't think they was prepared for the case. All the witnesses went against him. His own witnesses went against him. I'm like, why the hell did they go to trial if this is all they had? They should have been the better get a plea. Like, they wasn't ready for nothing. Everybody going up there saying whatever, sounding like they were coerced into saying it. No objections. I was like, okay. But hey, I'm not an attorney, so I just sit back and watch the show. So this is another attorney that's talking about it. So I'm going to play what he said.
I'm trying to see who's all in the room because I want to subpoena them as a witness. I'm trying to see, how many, who else called the police, who was out there, who saw, who heard, whatever. On the 911 call, he's pretty much just hysterical, and he's saying that the guy's bleeding, and I think he describes Mr. Anthony as standing on the field or something. But he don't really say anything like, hey, Chris, pass me that ice, or hey, Chris, hold his legs up. It's nothing really that you could grab off of there to use to, turn it into something helpful to me. Now I do hope that and I wrote the guy's name down, I ain't gonna say it, but he says his name on the recording. And, I do hope they cross-examined him and called him as a witness, because it seemed like they wasn't working with, didn't have much to play with, so I hope that that's something they sunk the teeth into. I wouldn't know though, but yeah, I hope they did.
Yeah. What do you think about the public reaction to all of this, man? Do you think that social media has made things more clear in terms of viewing the evidence for the public? Or do you think that it actually has made objective analysis more difficult?
I think people's concern and their question of his attorney in this entire situation are legitimate. I think the questions are legitimate. I think that there's no way for somebody like me that went to law school to see this go on and not have questions. I think the Frisco Police Department kind of did some weird stuff too by letting people go down and watch the video. I don't really trust that. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but you got to understand, me being a defense attorney, the prosecutor is required by law to give me everything, right? So there's a very controlled environment where that happens, right? And I get everything. So I could figure out if it's something you ain't giving me. You see what I'm saying? But, how they know that's the full video? Who's regulating when the video starts? When the video, you know what I'm saying? And I've never had a murder case where people in the public were allowed, and they were broadcasting that they were allowed to go down and watch the tape. It's almost like they were trying to taint the jury pool under the radar. You see what I'm saying? If it's I don't know numbers, if it's 2 million people in Collin County and 200,000 of them seen the video, I mean, that's, you see what I'm saying? I know 200,000 people didn't see the video, but I'm just saying, you don't know who's going to be called down to be on your jury. And you letting random people just come see the evidence. Jury not supposed to even see the evidence until the case starts. They're not supposed to feel no kind of way about the evidence. They're not allowed to read anything online about the trial, during the trial. They're not allowed to go home and talk to their husband about it. They're not, none of that until you start deliberating. That's when. You see what I'm saying? So, that was just very weird of them. And it's almost like this fake transparency, right? Think about this, Willie. You letting random people come watch the video at the police station, but the judge ain't letting no black reporters in. Are you transparent or are you not transparent? You see what I'm saying? Do you, it's kind of like they hiding the ball somewhere. Like, why would you be this transparent over here with the evidence, but don't nobody except people that was in the courtroom know what's going on in the courtroom? You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like a fake. It's like a pump fake. I don't trust it. So you ask, how do I feel about people's response, the public's response? And what I'm saying is, I think there were a lot of things done to kind of confuse the public and to make them choose a side. I mean, how people going to see the same video and some people saying it was punches, it wasn't no punches. Now we're not arguing if it was self-defense. We arguing if he was even under the umbrella, if he was even under the umbrella at the time. Now we arguing if it was, it's just too.
And that's what I can't understand. If we arguing whether he got jumped or not. And even when you ask the attorney or the guy that was a part of the case, did he get jumped? He said he didn't even see him get jumped. So I just don't understand this. I don't get what they want people to do. If you black, you're supposed to just say he innocent. I guess there's a lot of pressure on us as blacks. We black out here.
was too much going on, man. And I think that, we should have been a lot more quiet about our approach. That's how I would have been as an attorney. I wouldn't have done no press conferences. I wouldn't have threw the race card out there. I wouldn't have done, them folk wouldn't have knew what I was doing until I hit them with.
Man, I wish like hell that would have happened. They should have hired this brother, because that's what I think should have happened. You don't keep everything. I think you lose your advantage if every time you just jump out there with race. People are tired of hearing that. Everything is about race in most of their minds. So I think you should have just jumped out there with it if that's what you're going to do. But don't always lead with that shit.
Until I had my suit and my briefcase, they wouldn't have knew what I was doing. Do I think race plays a role in this? I kind of do. But that's something that that's something you keep in your back pocket until it's time to pull it out. You feel me? You don't leave with that and let these white folks know for a year what your angle is. You see what I'm saying? That's something I would have kept in my back pocket. And out of these 21 witnesses, all the pieces of evidence that come in, as soon as something comes in to support more that it was a race thing, that's when you bring it out. That way they ain't ready for it. They got to think on their feet. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to think on my feet. See, if you can't think on your feet, you're not a good attorney. You're not a good trial attorney. So all that, letting them know what the play was and being in the media, I just think that kind of hurt. But that's the past, though. That's the past. I don't mean to be negative. I don't want our people to think that I'm, that's the past. But, as far as how the public responded, I think a lot of things were done to make us look this way. Now everybody focused on race, and it's so much race conversation that, MLs ain't even prepared for the case. How the defendant not ready? And I don't even think that falls on Mr. Anthony. I think that falls on the attorney. I don't just lean over and whisper in my client's ear, hey, you ready to go next? You testify next. And put it on him. I don't do that. I done had, 17 and 1. I ain't never did that in 12 years. You prepare them. You do psychodrama. You ask some questions for you to get to know him. You ask some questions for him to get to know himself. You talk about why he thinks the way he thinks. Then after you do all the preliminaries, then you have him tell you the story over and over and over again until he's so comfortable with it he can say it in his sleep. Then it don't matter what the DA done did in trial. Because see, my defendants, they be like this, Willie. Is it my turn yet? Okay. They be ready. Yeah. they be ready. You know what I'm saying? It don't be no, 10 minutes. Oh, this is my time. And we prepared for this. So, but yeah, very unfortunate. But I think he got a good shot, man, with the team he has, man. Yeah, a whole lot of faith in them boys, man. Russell and Justin, man, and them other attorneys, excuse me. Whole lot of faith.
Yeah. It was reported that the father, Jeff Metcalf, had a barbecue and he invited the witnesses to his house. And it was also reported that he offered bribes to the witnesses to make sure that they testified in a way that was consistent with the outcome that he wanted. If that is true, that is definitely grounds for a retrial, right?
If that is true, that needs to be investigated to the fullest extent. I don't know if it gets him an automatic new trial, but I know it gets him something.
Wouldn't that be criminal of him to do something like that also?
Yeah, that's witness tampering for sure. But him getting charged with witness tampering because of it and Karmelo getting an entire new trial, I think that probably is in the realm of possibility, but that's a long road. Appeal is a long road, period. But I think maybe going at the improper things that were done by the judge, that could be backed up with some law. See, an appeal, you want to throw the kitchen sink at them. You want to throw everything at them. You probably throw your strongest argument first, and then, everything else fall by the wayside. But you need law to support it. So you want to, all you need to do is prove one issue. You see what I'm saying? So if you throw 15 issues at them and you only prove one, if it's irreversible error, you'll win. But like I say, an appeal is a long process. He has a good team of attorneys that will do, all the.
And I hope people understand what he's saying. An appeal is a long process, and he keeps reiterating that, but I don't think people understand it. They're so caught up in this case. It could be years before you get an appeal. It could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years, and then you get an appeal. But it's not. He's trying to get people mind wrapped around it and prepared for it. But no, they're not. I don't think people are gonna be listening. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Work and all the legal work that needs to be done in order to do the process right and see that he's treated fairly. But people need to know. 90% of appeals get denied. You see what I'm saying? So this ain't really something people need to know that needs to be done in order to do the process right and see that he's treated fairly. But, people need to know, 90% of appeals get denied. You see what I'm saying? So
Even with the all-star cast, 90% of appeals get denied. So you got to wrap your emotions around the fact that it may not work, even with this high-powered attorney.
This ain't really something we want to rush on. This is something we want to make sure we get right. And the attorneys that he has, I think they'll get it right. I think they'll be very meticulous, and they'll make sure that every box is checked and every stone is overturned for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, if this had happened 10 years ago, do you think that the public's response would have been the same, considering that people wasn't as active on social media?
I think it probably would have been the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Black community been through a lot, man. We've been through a lot during the social media era, man. You know, unarmed people getting killed by the popo, and I mean, we got a lot of reasons to feel the way we feel, to the multitude that we feel it. You know, I think it would have been the same 10 years ago. You know, and I ain't mad at us neither. You know, who gonna look after us but us? But we want to make sure that we know what the law says. We want to make sure that we know what the facts were, and then we want to move, in the best way we can to help that boy out.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I think probably would have been the same. Man, you think it would have been different?
No, I think it would have been the same because we didn't have social media, but we got the news, which mainstream news, you can't really trust mainstream news, but mainstream news is such media hogs that they will put any story out, and anybody that want to talk, they got to keep on putting information out. They're just going to feed the beast. And so someone's going to be, they're going to show both sides. They're going to show the protest, and they're going to show the supporters. They're going to show both sides because that makes for good media for them. And it does well for them in regards to the numbers.
Yeah. I agree, man. I agree. I mean, social media might have been a little bit more wild 10 years ago, honestly. So, yeah. Yeah,
well, I think that I think Karmelo is going to fall into that 10% where he gets that new trial. Oftentimes, you can argue law when it comes to appeals. You can argue law, and you may have a great point, but you may not get that appeal because, hey, nobody's really paying attention to the case. Nobody cares. But the world eyes is on this case. And so they got to now dot those I's and cross those T's. Little old Collin County thought they were going to be able to hang this boy and bury the case and nobody would care. And little did they know, that's why I believe that they did not allow cameras into the courtroom. I think they were trying to quietly make this thing go down. We're going to do what we want to do. We're going to hang him high. I'm going to give him a 35-year sentence, and ain't nothing nobody going to be able to do about it.
Nacho talking about, gotta be quicker than that. This boy here crazy. I'm trying to hurry up and get over here. I'm over here cooking this doggone food. But I wanted to play y'all this on the Amazing Nigga. Because I want to play balance. I don't want people to saying, oh, Kwame, you just playing one side of it. I'm going to play people that disagree. I'm going to play people that agree. I'm going to play people from all different walks of this spectrum.
His teeth. Oh, my goodness. Sorry. Or Hunter with him. It is always him by himself. So all the rumors of him getting into fights with his son, for him being a garbage human being, it seems to be that there's some weight to those rumors. Damn. That being said, I've never in my life seen a father who expresses his remorse by constantly being in front of the camera, right? Every chance he gets, he's doing an interview. He's doing a podcast. If those aren't available, he'll go on TikTok, because we just had him do a complete racist rant on TikTok, talking about his son, talking about black people, watermelon felon, all this just racist drivel. And here he is. Where is he? On Fox News. Now, I know what you're thinking. Lucas, well, surely they asked him about his TikTok, right? Surely they're going to probably, run obstacle for him and say, were you under the influence and yada, yada, yada. Nope. Throughout this entire interview, it's not brought up, not even once. It's not even hinted at it. And what makes it so egregious, what makes this interview so diabolical is that he is standing on his son's demise, bruh. The body ain't even cold yet, really. Well, maybe it is, but that's besides the point. He is standing on his son's demise. This is his claim to fame. This is how he views it, bro. Being in front of the cameras, doing all these interviews. This is how he mourns his son. This is how he celebrates, his son's life. You still have a son, bro. You still have Hunter that at least you have a chance to go and raise properly, not to be a bully like Austin. But getting into this interview, because I digress with his character, he talks about, hey, this has nothing to do about race. And you want to know what really made it about race was an incident where they kicked me out of the press conference.
You know the moment this became more than simply a horrible tragedy and a crime story in North Texas, where it became this larger thing, and it was that press conference.
Yes, sir. I do believe that was probably one of the turning points. I was there to show up to pray. I was hoping we could show the world this wasn't a racial divide thing, that we could kind of close the gap instead of widening it.
An absolute bona fide lie. Because you want to know when this had to deal with race? It had to deal with Jake Lane. Black people didn't make this about race. They constantly talk about, we make this about race. We've never historically made anything about race.
That's true. That's true.
You guys have made it about race, all right? And we see even presently when it comes to Jake Lane. Jake Lane was the first person to try and make this racial, right? He's the first person to try to get Jeff Metcalf to denounce black crime and black people and all this. That's what he did.
My position, not even somebody even knew your son, but somebody that shares the same understanding. I grew up as a 17-year-old young white man too, and I grew up in fear of my life around black people because they were killing and robbing people around me all the time. And I don't understand, as I was a father, you could sit idly by and not condemn the culture that killed your son. There is an epidemic problem in this country, and your voice could be one of the loudest voices in this country, but you've chosen to recoil out of fear and continue the suppression. Beta!
And
I like that part. Beta! Hey, man, you can't play that dude, that racist mother trucker. You can't add him into your story. That's a racist piece of crap. But the amazing Lucas framed the dad as that's the way he mourned his son. I'm like, damn. That's kind of rough to say there, bro. That's fucked up, Holmes. I ain't going to say nothing like that. But, hey, that's what he said. That's what he think. But let's keep watching.
Metcalf was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not making it racial. And he called him, I believe he called him a traitor or a coward.
Part of the fucking problem, my friend. You're trying to create more race divide than bridging the gap. I do not condone anything you do. You do not have any fucking.
That's called white guilt.
That's what Jeff Lang did, right? Jake Lang did. That's what he did. It had nothing to do with the Anthonys. It had nothing to do with who they hired. That had nothing to do with making it racial. Jake Lang was the first person to make it racial, as he's been doing for all the cases, whether it's Shut the Builder, making a fool out of himself. That's what he's been doing, as we can see with all the other pundits. So to try and blame this racialization, this politicizing of your son's demise on black people it's not only disgusting, not only a lie, not only racist, but really? It gets to a point like, really? We're just bold-faced lying? You're talking about politicization of your son's demise while on Fox News? Huh? Then I love it because he's constantly trying to say, oh, this isn't about color. We don't see color. It's all about the content of your skin and everything.
I mean, I'd say half the team are black. I mean, we don't see color. So all I see is character in people. I don't care what color you are.
How about watermelon felon? How's that one strike you?
Fam, bruh, we saw who you are behind the scenes, bruh. We saw that the first thing you did after Karmelo was sentenced, we saw what you did. You went to go to TikTok and make a whole racial rant. I don't want to hear this colorblind nonsense. I don't want to hear this, oh, we just see the content of your character. Yeah, you guys have been showing your content of your character for.
Now, I will say this. I'll say my content and my character, but if a white person pisses me off, I know the white jokes and the white words I can say if I'm upset. And I think he just said some shit while he was upset. Because I'm black. So if a white person pisses me off, I know the words that I can say to a white person. Yeah. I'm just saying, especially when I'm upset, especially when, kick me out of press conferences. I ain't making no excuses for them. I'm just saying. Should have shut the fuck up. That watermelon felon was a lie. He should have kept that shit to himself. I will say that. But if my son was unalive, I wouldn't give a fuck what you think. Yeah.
All this time, damn, this entire time, We have been judging you off of the content of your character. When I say the lineage of evil, that's not about color. It's not because you're less melanated. No, that's because the content of your character is evil. It's corrupt, right? You've come here to kill, steal, and destroy. That's why you're the part of the lineage of evil. Do you understand? It has nothing to do about color. You're the only group that has made this about color. Always, historically in this country, it's always been the only thing we had to judge you off of was the content of your character. That's the only thing Black people have been allowed to judge you demons off of, is the content of your character.
He's out of line, but he's right.
But you want to know what really got me in this interview? You know, you have those moments in time where someone says something just so profoundly stupid, so profoundly ignorant that it takes a breath right out of you. You just have to go, wow, just wow, bruh. And that's when he's talking about, because the guy, I forgot his name, the Fox host interview, he's asking, hey, have the Karmelo Anthonys, have the Anthonys reached out to you? Have they been remorseful? And he's talking about, no, I haven't talked to them. You know, they have shown no remorse, haven't apologized at all.
I was hoping for some accountability maybe and some remorse. Neither one was shown.
Have you ever spoken to the Anthonys?
No.
No apology, no remorse?
Nothing.
Glad to hear it.
And I'm just like, why on earth? Let's use, our brain cells, Brett. Why on earth would a family whose son who has professed to have defended himself, his claim is self-defense, why would they apologize? You should be apologizing to Karmelo Anthony's family, fam. Thank you. Do you not understand? That's not how self-defense works, okay? If I'm arguing, hey, I defended myself, right, from this aggressor, from this hostile actor, I don't apologize to the family because the person who attacked me winds up in the next dimension. That's not how that works. You should be apologizing to the Karmelo Anthonys for raising such a hostile, aggressive, low impulse control son. All your son had to do was mind his business. That's all your son had to do. All your son had to do was not put hands on someone, something that we learned at a very young age. Clearly, because you're such a garbage father, you didn't even teach your son that. You taught him apparently that everyone's a football player. Everyone's a football player. And honestly, if you listen to his words, right? His words was that his son was going to go into glory and fortune. That's what he is saying, essentially, that he was using his son as essentially a check. Damn. I mean, no difference in he's doing right now. Damn. But that's what he was looking to do, because he's talking about, he was going to go, D1, he could have been the NFL.
Damn, he said apologize to they should be apologizing to the Metcalf family? Damn. I'm just trying to see how I can stomach that. My son's the one that's gone, and you want me to apologize to somebody else. Yeah, I can see myself not doing that. Yeah, I can see myself not doing that, boy.
There's no doubt in my mind he was playing D1 football. But, let's just go a step forward. Maybe there's that 1% chance he does get to the NFL. I'm maybe biased because he's my son, but he had the numbers, the stats, and the size.
So all you saw your son was a check. That's all you saw your son to be, was a check. And the more you speak out, the more your evil nature comes to the front, all right? And it's wild to see. It's wild that you just lay your cards just all out.
Damn, so how does he think this man, turn it down a little bit, Nacho, since that grease done turned up? He look at his gun as a check just because he's saying he had the size to be an NFL player? There's a lot of men that say their kids gonna go to the league and all this. They be in the barbershop. Do they look at their kids as a check? Or are they just being proud fathers? Are they being men that's what they want for their children? There's men out since the day is born that been saying, boy, my son is a go-getter, boy. He gonna be in the league one day. There's men all over the world that been saying that.
For everyone to see. Now, there are going to be people who can deny this, but anyone who can read through the lines, bruh, anyone can see this person and see this person is just a selfish, narcissistic demon. That's it. And we can see this based off of his interaction with his family or lack thereof, based off of Austin Metcalf and his temper, right? Based off of his impulse control, based off of him wanting to start fights, based off of him not being able to keep his hands to himself. Well, the apple doesn't fall very far from the tree.
That's true. That's true.
And we see how much of a snake he can be, but even a snake has to slither, bruh. Even a snake has to slither to get around. You can lie and say you're not a snake, but we can see how you move. Him talking about, he could have gone to NFL. I didn't make this about race. Just lying. That's all they do. Just lie. Just lie. And who does this benefit? This is the funny part, right? This is the funny part. This is where I get my good hearty laugh. Who does this benefit? It didn't benefit Austin. You being a garbage father, you lying about race, you lying about your true intentions. It didn't benefit Austin. Austin didn't want to have anything to do with you. It didn't benefit Hunter. Hunter clearly doesn't want to have anything to do with you. It didn't benefit the mother. The mother doesn't want to have anything to do with you. And it hasn't benefited you, right? Because eventually this story, the cycle will move on. But I guess you'll get your 15 minutes of fame. And for what? You traded your son for 15 minutes of fame. That's disgusting. That's really disgusting. And anyone who is supporting this man is really appalling. Really appalling. But I know, you already know what the lineage of evil is going to do, right? They try and make good evil and evil good. Anyone who is supporting Karmelo Anthony and his fight for a fair trial, his fight for a fair representation, his fight for his self-defense, now those people are bad. Do you see how they twist it? You see how they twist it? That's why you got to turn a deaf ear to anything they say. Don't even mind them, bro. Don't even mind them, because we see the wickedness that is in their lineage. We see where they come from. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not you still, this racist,
Damn, that was a lot there, boy. Hey, boy, that was a lot. Jesus Christ. That was a lot. Jesus. Karmelo Anthony supporter arrested for beating women. Man, this is crazy. This is absolutely nuts. They called him unprofessional and they hit him. And he hit their homer. Man, we're going back to Jim Crow, man. No, they are. They going back to Jim Crow, bro. Motherfuckers, it's crazy, man.
I jumped on the foundation of Black America. They didn't like that broadcast of that. Oh, y'all ass. Telling y'all went around the world colonizing, fighting against America. Y'all didn't like that. Y'all didn't like the fact that y'all had to learn we fled down to the Bahamas and Jamaica and Trinidad. And Nova Scotia.
This brother here been making waves, boy. Hey, he been making waves on the motherfucking internet, boy. Dennis Spurler, he been making. Oh yeah, we going back to Jim Crow. I'm telling you, they gonna beg for it. They begging for it. The kids going back to slavery. The young boys going back to slavery because they want that. They want to be real. And the adults begging for this shit. The adults is begging for segregation. I need black spaces. I need this. And then when white people do it, they say that's racism. White people finna build whole towns that they don't want no niggas at. They talk about who cares what the amazing doofus say. I gotta play both sides, man. They getting mad at me, man. What's up?
You said it yesterday, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
They said they want black spaces.
They want black spaces, and they ain't gonna stop until they get them.
I love my people, but I ain't crazy.
I ain't going around no all black space to get my ass shot off. Fuck you talking about? You ain't seen a nigga around all black spaces in 20, 30 years, nigga. What? All black what? All black everything? Them niggas be saying this shit for the internet. The sprinkles look white in there. Somebody that's gonna report the crime. Drop 3-4 Karens off, and we got a balance there. If it ain't no motherfucking Karens and no white men that's gonna break up the fight, drag a couple of you niggas off me. Cause you know, if it's just an all black everything, we just gonna mind our business. And only the strong survive. It'd be a lot of pimping, hoeing, gangsterizing. How Judge Joe Brown said. Man, let me tell you one of them scrimp.
And I just sat up here and explained to you all that I'm free enough to say what the hell I want to say, and I got the facts to back it up. Now you can deal with it because you need to deal with it because other people are going to bring it up.
the more politically savvy you become. People are not just going to allow black folks to sit back and play victim and blame everybody else without us having to accept responsibility for some of the stuff that our bloodline did. I'm just going to keep it 100. I'm just going to keep it 100. Now, if you're smart, what you'll do is you'll take that information that I put together for you in that very concise 4-hour package, and you'll say, well, we need to come up with some counter arguments for this. If we're really serious about FBA lineage and designating things for FBA, reparations is one thing, but what about the scholarships? Because how are you going to feel if you set up a scholarship lineage-based only for FBA, and then you got some kid from Samana, Dominican Republic who say, well, yeah, I can trace my heritage back to foundational Black American lineage, or you get somebody coming down from Nova Scotia and say, well, yeah, my great-great-granddaddy was born in South Carolina, and my great-great-grandmother was born in Georgia. So we have lineage in FBA. And then you get some people, some Americans from Trinidad who come up here and say, well, yeah, I'm FBA lineage also. And then you get some people from Africa who are from Liberia and say, well, yeah, so am I. And then you get a bunch of people from the Bahamas and say, well, yeah, after the War of 1812, you know, all of our people moved from Georgia and South Carolina and came here. So that's why I'm trying to explain to you that FBA lineage needs, if you want to get it right and define it one time without having to deal with a whole bunch of litigation, then you're going to have to do it right the first time. Your legal definition has to account for the fact that there are foundational Black American people or foundational Black American lineage in Vietnam. You think them brothers over in Vietnam were just over there messing around, dropping off babies. So you are going to have to make sure that that definition, that legal definition is lineage-based, but also.
Oh, shit. Nacho, we got a triple team meeting we got to be at. It's an FDA triple team meeting we got to be at. She said be at the Triple K meeting. You got to be at the meetings, but I don't know what the hell the meetings is.
They want us to go?
They want us to go.
When you say us, you mean
You and me. They're going to throw our ass out.
yeah, they ain't going right. Hey, no. You gonna go ahead and find out one?
What?
Yes, shrimp.
Cut that lobster open. If you got lobster, go ahead and put it in that macaroni too. Well, I know y'all done ate all lobster out that bit. Check this out. You said Kwame a real life Sambo. All right, I'm gonna drop the link for you then. Explain that to me, please. How am I a real life Sambo? I don't think I'm a Sambo, but I'm sure you are articulate enough to enlighten me. I would love for you to have the opportunity to do so. Yeah, just cut down, use that big knife, and cut down the back of it, then rinse out the shell. Just take it from the back, stick the point in, and then drop it down. Oh, I mean, I didn't know if you knew. A link in the chat. Only our people call each other sellouts for not agreeing with them. This dude probably got 3 bodies under his belt, but he talking about what I am. But like I said, the conversation is open for you. It's not a problem. I'm playing all sides of the coin so everybody can get the information.
Also continuing presence in the United States. And that's why I did it the way I did. You're supposed to not like it, but if you don't like something enough, it'll make you think about it. You see, and that's what I do for my people. I force you to think about these things ahead of time. Again, as I say in my books, the best way to get somebody's attention is to punch them in the mouth. Hey, come here for a minute. Come here for a minute.
They don't want to think. That's the problem. What the hell they want to think for? You hurting their feelings. You want to make them think. They're not trying to think. Ain't nobody trying to think. They're trying to do what the hell they want to do. Definitely don't require thinking.
Come here. I got somebody. Look, son, don't come with that. That scares me. That's the bad luck way. Don't come that way. Come around this way. Come around this way. Look. The internet. Come down here. Look, this is my son.
Hi.
Now look, you can't keep running around with that dry ass Jerry curl.
Okay.
Because the internet now thinks that my children are Dominican. They think your mama's a Dominican woman.
Oh.
That's what they think.
No, my mom's just regular black.
She regular black.
African American.
She African American. She from Africa?
No.
Okay. Where's she from? Well, don't tell them. These niggas is look up. I tell them. His mama is from the Ninth Ward of New Orleans. Okay. And that's the way they look. Look at that. See that? Now, on this particular case, in my opinion, he get his hair from me. See how that is? If I put a little water on it, it'll look just like that curly. It ain't gonna be like that. That's a dry ass 1989 Jerry curl like that. That looked like you was sleeping on the pillow on both sides. Okay. But I just want everybody to know that he told you, you or your brother, is either one of your mom, because they told Dennis his mama was white.
No.
And y'all got the same mama. And now they're telling you that your mama is Dominican. Okay, that's what they told. That's the internet. That's what the internet said. And the internet told me my mama was white too. They told me Gloria Jean was white. Goddamn. The internet is.
Now, no offense, but the boy do kind of look Dominican, though. I ain't gonna lie to you, Nacho. If somebody said he looked Dominican, I mean, he does actually look kind of Dominican. I can show you a UFC fighter he look like right now. That's from the Puerto Rico or Dominican or something. So, I mean, you know, it is what it is. But, hey, his son will probably whoop both of our ass.
I mean, I'm just saying. But you gotta do better, man. They think you're a Dominican. This nigga, I mean, this young, handsome, this young man is too big to be a Dominican. He's big as hell. Show him your baby muscles. Show him your look. Look at him swole out there, boy. Look at him out there swole. I wish you better. You know what? Let me tell you something. Come back down here. So we was over in 5th Ward at the church house. We came out the church, and I got him this little nice car. Got a nice white, got him a little white BMW. So he riding around in his BMW, had his little blue suit on and everything. And, you know, he was just standing over there in the parking lot because he drove himself. So I walked up on him. What do you remember what I told you?
No.
You remember I said, nigga, I should rob your motherfucking ass. Remember that? I talk crazy to these kids. I'm a black daddy. I say crazy shit.
I'm a black dad. I say crazy. That's what I'm talking about. So it's regular men out here in the world today. Even though he's an attorney, he act like a regular everyday man. I thought I was crazy. No, leave it in the shell, cuz. You just cut the shell, leave it in the shell. You cook it in the shell to protect the meat. Yeah, you cook it in the shell to protect the meat. Man, you got to. Man, he's saying regular everyday stuff that daddy say. That nigga took the whole thing out the shell. No, we're gonna have to put that motherfucker back in there. But that's how you gotta talk to him. That's how somebody else gonna talk to him. A lot of people ain't gonna get that. A lot of people not gonna understand that. But he preparing these guys for life. His kids are well-rounded. They can fight. They got confidence. They're probably smart. They probably know situational awareness. He's preparing his kids for the well-rounded, different elements of life and what it throw at you. It ain't just being smart. It ain't just knowing books. It ain't just calling the cops. It's knowing what the fuck going on.
Get to my children every goddamn day. You understand me? I talk crazy to their ass. You know why? Because y'all gonna talk crazy to them. And if I don't get them ready to hear this crazy shit, then they might react. Okay? And so I got to get all the racism, all you racisms out there, I got to get my children ready for y'all crazy shit so they don't snap on me. Okay? And this is the plight of a Baghdad. I talk crazy. I say crazy shit to you.
Yeah.
And see, that was the time I didn't use the N-word in the presence of my precious children. Remember them years?
Yeah.
Remember that? Daddy used to never call you the N-word. Dad, I love my baby. That's daddy's baby. And then all of a sudden, remember that? N-word started flying around here. Huh?
Yeah.
Now, why did I just start using the N-word and start talking real barbershop raw? You remember why I did that?
Yeah, to like get us accustomed to our culture.
Mm-hmm. And why is that?
So we could like communicate with other people better.
Because are you like
son? I already know what time it is, so we can communicate with other people better. If you listen to his son, you would probably call his son, man, he an old punk. Not even knowing this boy will whoop your ass because he know karate. But, you know, from the hood, he understands it. He understands that his sons are going to be judged because of their light skin, because of their hair, because of the way they speak. He got them ready to whoop ass. He got them ready. Them boys ready. He's softening up their sensitivity by saying things that the world is going to say to them so he can see how they react and coach them through it. Like, this ain't how you, if somebody call you a nigga, you so what? You done heard it 30 times from me. If somebody say this, so what? You done heard it 40 times from me. Somebody say, I'm going to rob your ass. You done heard me say that. So they ain't the first time. You ain't going to freeze up. You're going to be looking like you're going to be aware. You're preparing your son for life, not crying about every goddamn on thing. That's what men do.
Like daddy? Are you hood and ghetto like daddy? Is daddy a little ghetto?
Yeah.
A little bit. Don't get too carried away. Don't you get too goddamn carried away.
Okay.
But daddy is a little hood, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And there are other black people out there just like daddy, huh?
Yeah.
And they'll say crazy shit to you, won't they?
Yeah.
They will. They will. They say crazy shit. And then what happens if you just go off? Don't call me the N-word. What happens if you go off on them like that? Huh? Can you go off on them like that just because they all nigga motherfucker? You don't know who the fuck you all red ass curly head motherfucker. You can't go off on all of them. Too many of them, right? Yeah. So what you have? You got to learn to say something back, huh?
Yeah.
Now back in my day, we used to call that roasting and capping on niggas. We used to say that. Do y'all call it that?
No.
Do you don't have know your mama jokes or nothing to cap back on nobody?
Like a long time, like in 2016.
Oh, you had a your mama joke back then?
I didn't have it.
You didn't have it because he's suburban. He's from the suburbs. Praise God. He's a little suburban child. I know. He's special. He's a little suburban child. Bless your heart. But anyway, tell him again, your mama ain't from the Dominican.
My mom is not from the Dominican Republic or any island.
She regular black from New Orleans. She talk like this. She from the ninth. She'll tell you she from the Ninth Ward of New Orleans. That's where she from. Okay, and I'm not gonna say she ghetto, but she did marry me. She did marry me. You ain't like he not like either one of us. Okay, I just want y'all to know that Uncle D is not. You know, I got a picture. Let me. They don't.
It's much he did marry me, but he ain't like either one of us. Hey, that's the job. Make our sons better than we are. So we could be whatever. Make our sons a little more better than we are. That's the job.
I don't believe, and I should be doing my show, but you distracted me since you came down here making all that goddamn noise. Do you have any photographs like this right here? Do you have any? Let me see if you have any. Do you have any photographs like that?
No.
Do you know who little big head boy that is with the thumb in his mouth in the middle?
That's you.
That's me. And this badass black ass Davion. Have I ever told you about badass black ass Davion? I used to fight badass black ass Davion every goddamn day. My Uncle Slim, who's up here in the top hat, my Uncle Robert used to set us on the side of the house, and I used to have to fight his ass every goddamn day. You hear me? I hated him. He was about 6, and I was about 4. Okay. Oh. And this cousin Shalana, remember they came here, hung out at the house, they was eating my barbecue, and she met her, and that's my grandma. And let me see, that's my grandma with the wig. Give me the good picture of grandma. This is my good picture of grandma with a traveling wig. So this is my grandma right here. Okay, so she would not like, she in heaven right now. But see how she look with this yellow dress in the lower left hand cut? She don't want you to see that picture. Okay, this is her with a good wig on. Praise the Lord. Put that back. Put it in the sacred spot so I can pray to the ancestors. So you don't have no pictures like this, son. You don't have no ghetto ass pictures like this, like daddy. See that? Look at daddy. See how handsome I was?
Yeah.
See the Chuck Taylors? See that? Yeah. With the white laces in it? Yeah, now I'd have whooped your ass back in the day, man. Square ass nigga. I'd have whooped your motherfucking ass back.
Hey, I don't know why this is every man's dream to just have a son and talk shit to him like this and talk about back in the day. You know what I mean? This is what it's about, man. Talking to his son, showing him what time it is, showing him how cool he was back there. Because you all know if you got a son, you get old, they think they the shit. You know, they don't know you used to be the shit. You know, so you got to show them. So, yeah, man, this is what it's about. They hate this. This young man is not going to be out of control. This young man, my son, not either. He's not going to be out of control, running in the streets, doing no stupid shit because he got a daddy. And that's because he got a daddy. And I ain't saying I'm the only reason, but I'm saying it's God and the daddy. Yeah. It's God and daddy. Because she called me, I could just say, boy, I will fuck you up. And somehow that worked. You know, I don't know how that worked, but it do.
Just because you look like a square ass nigga. Okay, don't you ever in your life think, okay, how many black belts? Okay, about none of that, homeboy. Wish you would run up on me. I'm a real boss pimp up in there. Whack. Wish you wouldn't. He might whip my ass. He's a killer. Let me tell you something. Roman got 2 black. You got what you got?
I have 2 black belts in Shotokan, 2 in Kung Fu, and 11 years of experience in Jiu-Jitsu.
Nigga, scrapping ass.
It don't matter how many black belts he got. He ain't from the hood. He don't look real. They gonna roll up on, man, listen. See what I'm saying? This be the type of kid right here that talk all soft, and you think just because you from the hood and you got a bad attitude and you talking about your neighborhood, and then he just hit you with them combos, beat your ass in front of everybody. They gonna have to, they be wanting to go get that other thing for a kid like this here. Cause he don't look like he's supposed to be able to whoop your ass, but 2 black belts, Shorty want to be that thug that doing all that talking. He gonna have to go get that pistol. My nephew was killed after a fist fight, 6/17. Yeah, sorry to hear that. I mean, but see what martial arts teaches these young men is when to get in a fight and when not to. So this young man, more often than not, is going to try to avoid a fight because he know you can't win against him. He's going to try to avoid it. He know you ain't got a shot in the dark as a civilian. So if he can avoid whooping your ass, he probably will. This is the type of young man that will let a guy bark. Seem like he's the toughest guy in the room. Let him just bark, 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 bark. He's the kid that'll walk away. Until it get physical, he's the kid that'll walk away.
Motherfucker. Okay, excuse the language, son. You're not an ML, but he whoop your ass. I done watch him whoop some grown ass men. I'm like, damn. Sometimes I be like, son, you okay? I love you. I love you, son. You okay? You okay? Okay. See, that's how the relationship changed when you start seeing them beating the shit out of other grown ass. I don't want that to be me. Dad got the bad arm, and anyway, I'm gonna let you go. But tell these niggas one more time that your mama ain't Dominican.
My mom is not Dominican.
She's not Dominican.
No,
she is not. Is daddy mixed with anything? Is daddy mixed with? Does daddy have a white daddy or something? No. A white mom? No. I don't know why the internet keeps saying this crazy shit. I just let them go on with it as long as they help me get my 100,000. I'm gonna let you go. You got some important shit to do. Okay, let me get back. Don't be hugging me in front of these people. I'm a real bold. Fuck off me, Mike. They gonna think I'm soft out here, man. Shit. Anyway, welcome back to the broadcast, y'all. Let's go ahead and get this thing popping, man. We got to learn some. Shout out to the Crimson Sun. You ain't got but like 100 subscribers on your channel. He was doing movie reviews for a minute, and he's like, I ain't gonna do this shit. Anyway.
Hey, man, that's good to see, boy. I know people been ripping him up all over the internet. I had to play that because that's good to see. While everybody talking that shit, the man is walking it, talking it like he won't, living like he won't. He has his kids, he has his family. Federal authorities just did what? Oh. Damn. Oh, no, my boy Faison Love. What the hell? What the hell happened to Faison Love?
Happened last week.
Oh, no, man. They got my boy Big Worm in lockup, bro. God damn. Come on, man. Damn. They got my big homie, not my big homie, but they got Big Worm in jail. Come on, man. Pay the girl, man. Just give her shit, bro. I hate that motherfucker, but I got to give her shit, boy. I can't let her get me like this here, boy. You got to work out something with them motherfuckers. I can't let them get me. Look at this. God, damn. Inmate. A woman can never be an inmate over being broke. She can never be. It's a lot of broke ass hoes out here, but ain't none of them gonna be an inmate. You said, "But that's your whole boy." Nah, I mean, I'm a fan of his movies. He donated to the shoe drive, but I definitely didn't know that this was going on. Jesus Christ, damn, dog. But man, I still say, man, a broke woman would never be in this situation. But how is he broke? He done had 40 fucking movies. Damn, man. This transaction. No, how is he in this situation with all these hit movies, all these friends, all these connections? That's why I said that shit be fake love, boy. He know Kevin Hart. He know all these people. Like, what the fuck is going on? I ain't saying nobody need to pay a child support, but give him some work. Do something. Do this. This nigga need to go goddamn. You need to eat. See, that's the thing. I'm glad I don't got no ego. I go do whatever. As long as it ain't got nothing to do with no, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Dang. He might be homeless. This crazy. I don't never wish this on nobody right here. But damn. Faison. That's crazy. On Google, it says Faison Love currently reports a net worth of effectively zero, stated in court document that he has no savings, is facing poverty and homelessness, and relies primarily on annually $10,000 royalty checks from movie Elf to get by. What in the fuck?
Yeah.
Damn. Income claims. In reports detailed by TMZ, and Parade, his highest gross income over the past 5 years was $13,000, and his total income in 2025 was $0. Whoa, hold on, motherfucker. You can rake a yard or something now. Man, I would have been raking grass. Come on now, Faison. Get up, boy. Get up. You could do more than do a movie, goddamn. I would have been goddamn doing DoorDash. Do you have a car, nigga? Man, come on, man. Hey, listen.
Maybe that's just what was reported.
Maybe it's just what's reported, but you got to get that girl her goddamn money. You in jail now. You can report any damn thing you want. Is this a plot to lower the child support or something? Like, what the fuck? Excuse me. Damn, man. $0. You mean to tell me a whole 365 days you ain't make no money? Bruh, you can be a slow bum and go work. Each time I can ask for $1. You could be a slow bum and go work a McDonald's job and get a little couple $100. I tell you, this celebrity shit be fucking people up because, yeah, he ain't finna go do what it take, nigga. He a big worm.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy, B.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
That's what I thought. He do stand up. So if he doing shows, he getting money for those shows. Right? Maybe he's saying, fuck it, I'm real. I'm just gonna play broke. I can sit in this motherfucker. We're gonna get this shit down to nothing. Or maybe he is broke. There's a lot of people that go broke, bro. It's easy to do. You have more shit than what you can pay for it. You're broke. They act like it's so outlandish for somebody to go broke.
As well as a purge review.
What the fuck he doing in a wheelchair? He was in that courtroom. Knock the fuck out, boy. He in jail. Reach out to him, Kwame. Y'all do a podcast together. Y'all both are funny as hell. As F, I can see people doing turning in, watching, especially after this money. Yeah, is he still in jail, right? I need to hit him up. If he did.
I don't know. I know you got to pay to get out of that.
Yeah, you gonna have to pay. Usually, you got to pay off this whole debt to get out. That's why I say this is a fucked up situation. I don't wish this on nobody.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Rothbard. How are you?
Good.
Good. We're here in open court. We have Mr. Lansky present, along with his client. Mr. Love is present. Mr. Love's in custody. I see Ms. Lee there as well. Can you guys all hear us okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So we're here on Mr. Lansky, your motion for rehearing, as well as a purge review. Mr. Love was picked up. Well, we were alerted on Wednesday afternoon that he was in custody in Hillsborough County. So that triggers within 48 hours a purge review because he was in Hillsborough County. It sounds like he might have been picked up earlier out of state, but we can get into that. But yeah. So it's really a purge review as well as your motions for rehearing.
Yes,
So, Mr. Lansky, you can proceed.
Yes. Your Honor, my client, Mr. Love, first of all, as you know, I was not his attorney when any of this happened.
Correct.
Or any of this. I practiced in Hillsborough County. I've been practicing for 33 years as a family law attorney. And I am now.
Mr. Rothbard, can you hear him okay from the council table?
It's a little twisted and he's got a little closer to the microphone. Speak up.
And I am now handling this case and I'm being charged.
Is that better? Okay, great.
So Mr. Love was picked up June 4th. He's been in custody 16 days in Riverside County, California.
Okay.
We didn't know he was picked up until several days later. Nobody could find him. Then he was transported down here, as the court said, on the date that you were alerted. So he's been in custody about 16 days right now. Your Honor, I've taken over this case. Obviously, you handled the hearing. This was all child support. I'm not sure how it was in front of you because I thought all child support goes to the general magistrate automatically. But obviously you have jurisdiction, so that's not my argument.
Right.
I was just a little puzzled how it wound up in front of a judge instead of, because when it's solely child support, it's always sent to the general master by administrative rules.
Well, I'll indicate there was a GM hearing back in December that I entered an order adopting the general magistrate's report and recommendation. After that, a separate motion for contempt was filed in this division. That triggered the automatic setting of a CMC. Based on that, the clerk automatically sets a CMC when a case is reopened in my division. And so from there, it just went to that CMC. That was the one that occurred in April. I think on April 8th, that Mr. Love failed to appear at, so then I did show cause, and that's resulted on the April 21st.
So, Judge, I filed a motion for hearing. I'm not going to reread. I'm sure the court has reviewed my motion. I'm sure opposing counsel has reviewed my motion. And we'll talk about the order of indirect civil contempt first, Judge. In that case, my client did fail to appear on April 8th. His contention is he had no communication with his attorney. His attorney didn't show, and he was not advised by his attorney that he needed to be at that hearing. Obviously, the attorney claimed that she was in urgent care. I know it's still his responsibility, but the attorney, his testimony will be the attorney never advised him that he had to be present by Zoom or any other thing. I know that the court then followed up with another hearing, but the indirect civil contempt is based on that missed court hearing, which I believe, since the attorney herself didn't show, there should be some latitude given that Mr. Faison Love may not have, even though he may have known about the hearing, most attorneys talk to their clients before the hearing and remind them of the hearing and what's going on and possibly preparing for the hearing. I don't think that should be weighed very heavily. The financial affidavit is the main thing that was pointed out here. And the court refers to dates in the future that opposing counsel brought up that he may be working. And obviously, when you fill out a financial affidavit, until those occur, which actually the May 1st through May 3rd in your order of contempt did not happen in Detroit. He did not have those shows. Those were canceled on him. And the May 15th and 16th, they did the shows in Baltimore, but it wouldn't have existed at the time of the financial affidavit. There is an ongoing duty to do a financial affidavit. But my point here is a financial affidavit was filed. I don't believe it's the court's place, unless it's a contempt hearing, and unless it's the person is being cross-examined on that financial affidavit to determine whether it's accurate or not, or whether it's complete or not. If something is missing from mandatory disclosure, like he doesn't give bank statements, he doesn't do any of that, but that's not what was referred to here. What's referred to here and harped on is the financial affidavit. And having practiced law and family law, when a financial affidavit is inadequate or improper or numbers are not correct, that is what you do during cross-examination to show the lack of credibility of the person and to determine whether it's accurate, whether it's truthful, and whether supporting documentation can prove it. It's not for a court to say something wasn't filed. Something can be filed, and as you know, you've been on the family law bench. Financial affidavits, 99% of the time, are not accurate. Every single person has a deficit, even when they make $500,000. Okay, but you attack that on cross-examination. I don't believe it's proper to hold my client in contempt for filing a financial affidavit, as devoid as it was. I don't think the court should hold him in contempt for that. Attorneys assist the client in preparing financial affidavits. Okay, his attorney in this case filed the financial affidavit, didn't ask him for any other information, and at the time he filed the financial affidavit, and the testimony should not have been heard at a CMC or an order to show cause. The testimony should be heard at a contempt hearing and challenged by opposing counsel. That is how it is handled. But if he never filed a financial affidavit, Judge, I believe your ruling would have been correct. But in this matter, a financial affidavit was filed. Whether it was accurate or not, I don't believe that the court made the determination or had a full hearing on a contempt where that would have been challenged. So I believe the fact that it was filed, albeit late, Judge, which is that Mr. Love's fault or is that his attorney's fault? That attorney is no longer involved in the case. I'm involved in the case, and I have a financial affidavit because he did work a show in Baltimore, and he gets Screen Actors Guild, SAG it's called, residuals, which are nowhere like the Friends and Seinfeld. He gets about $12,000 to $13,000 a year. I talked to Screen Actors Guild. I got the numbers, but I do not have I still am not in possession, and I've been trying to get the actual printout. So a financial affidavit, as we all know, can be amended at any time. When you go to trial, there's 3, 4, 5 financial affidavits in a file when you go to trial. This will be amended, Judge, but I'm not going to file an incomplete one. I'm going to waiting for the Screen Actors Guild money, which will show about $13,000. He did work a show in Baltimore, and he netted about $15,000, and that will be in the new financial affidavit. So I would ask that you allow me the time to get that additional information.
See, I knew it. He didn't show them Baltimore and got 15,000. So he's making money. It's just it's hard to track these guys' money. They can make no money, or they can go out and just get book and make plenty of money. They can get booked on the chicken circuit and be booked in Carolina, all these different small clubs, and be booked all the time. And that's what I don't know. She want more money than he probably got though.
50,000 is what she said he owed.
Yeah, she probably want NBA money because she's seeing the movies that he been in. But some of those movies that he was in, he didn't get a bunch of money for. They just gave him money for a quick role that he did for 2 days.
So I can file a more accurate financial affidavit, but a financial affidavit was filed. The rule does not say that it must be perfect. It must be, that is what you can challenge. That is what cross-examination is about. And that did not occur at a CMC. And they refer to this May 1st and May 3rd, but the financial affidavit was filed in April, Judge, and the hearing was in April. So how does he include income that hasn't even happened yet? And as we stated, that Detroit show didn't happen. So at the time he filled out his financial affidavit, he wasn't working. This man has no home. He drives a 1999 car, and he lives with his friend who pays all his bills, who's here to testify. He had a movie, and we have a contract of it, but it's right now. It was last week. He drives a 1999 car. At the time he filled out his financial affidavit, he wasn't working. This man has no home. He drives a 1999 car, and he lives with his friend who pays all his bills, who's here to testify.
I'd have pushed this nigga out the chair. You're not gonna point at me and say all this. If that was a ruse and I was saying this shit just to get over on the chick, I'd have pushed his ass out. Man, fuck that shit. I got some money over. I ain't even let you do me like that.
1999.
He drive. What's wrong with driving a 1999 car? That's money.
I don't believe it, man.
I got a 2001 truck. I love that bitch. I'm damn sure finna start driving every day. Shit me. That's my boo. I had a 96 Impala nigga wreck. I got a 72 or 75 Caprice I'm about to drive day for day. Man, whatever, man. I think this dude I think he running game too. Ain't nobody gonna sit there and let their lawyer talk about them like that. I'll fire this nigga if he say something about me like this. Like, this is offensive. Look, we not offended at how white people talk about us in the world, but we gonna hire somebody to point at me and say, he don't have no money. He don't have a home. You gotta look at what he doing to him. He talk about, he don't have a money, Your Honor. He don't have no home. He drive a 1999. He got a friend that's taking care of him that's here to help with the system with the court. I'm like, damn. So I ain't got no money. I ain't got no house. I ain't got nothing. And I got another nigga paying for me. I bust out crying, man. Huh?
Make it better. Just cry.
Who gonna book him after this? Man, if I'm all the booking agency, I'm be like, this nigga broke. I'm gonna book this nigga for $2. You can't demand all this other shit if you saying all this. But I just think this is some player shit he doing, man. He playing broke. I don't think this is the truth.
He had a movie, and we have a contract of it, but it's right now. It was last week. He got picked up. He can't do the movie. I was going to pay him about $5,000 a week. I have that contract here today. So he has not worked, but in 3 minor films since COVID. But the financial affidavit is not what he made in 2022. It's not what he made in 2023. It's not what he made in 2024. It's not even what he made in 2025. It's 2026 income. And at the time he filled out that financial affidavit, he was unemployed, had no movies, and had no gigs. Comedian. He does stand-up comedy too, Judge. And he does colorful stand-up comedy with colorful language. Unfortunately, he lets that carry over to his personal life. But Judge, the issue with that is he did file a financial affidavit. Stand-up comedy with colorful language. Unfortunately, he let.
Oh, yo. The way the attorney phrased this last part, that's making me start to think that this ain't no joke now. Dog, do you hear the way this attorney said? Unless this attorney must be really, really good. This attorney must be really, he damn near, yeah, he said, he does colorful commentary. Unfortunately, he lets that spill. He looked at him. Unfortunately, he let that spill off into his real life. The lawyer is a comedian.
He gotta be a comedian.
Yeah, this is brutal. This is a Kevin Hart roast. He basically said this nigga ain't shit. He ain't got no house. He ain't got no money. He don't got no nothing. He got a man taking care of him. He got a man up here now. I'm like,
Oh shit.
God. I want to fight this lawyer, bro.
He put it on.
Hell yeah, this lawyer do too good. I'm like, hold on, nigga, I ain't be that goddamn good.
That carry over to his personal life. But Judge, the issue with that is he did file a financial affidavit. An amended one will be filed. I'm in this case. I have the information. I am waiting for the Screen Actors Guild to verify what I was told over the phone. And my staff has been trying to get that. Mr. Love, I believe, has finally got something to somebody that it has not been sent to me yet. And I'm going to follow up the name he just gave me. I have had very limited contact with Mr. Love. He does live in California. The court did order him to turn himself in May 1st. Okay. The time for a motion for rehearing was still pending. That order does not become final until the motion for rehearing is heard. So I don't think not turning himself in May 1st should be considered as a penalty or punishment or punitive, because that order becomes final after my motion for rehearing, which was timely filed, is ruled upon. He did have money to fly to here and needed the state to fly him here. You know, once he was picked up, he don't have money. He has $100+ in the bank, maybe. He has a $500,000 judgment against him every time he opens a bank account. Plus this judgment, it's garnished. So he has one bank account, Navy Federal Credit Union, with no money in it. Mr. Rodriguez, like I said, is here to testify that he pays for his bills. He pays for everything. He helps him book his shows if he gets them. Obviously, a couple of shows have been canceled in the past because there's a writ of garnishment out there. And every time the shows or the promoters get that thing, they don't want to deal with Mr. Love. They don't want to deal with having to take money and send it somewhere. So those shows get canceled. Like I said, and the movie was Bombshell Betty that he had a gig for. It was probably a 6-week gig. It was going to be about $4,000, $5,000 a week, which he would have been unable to pay. So on the order of indirect civil.
Oh, boy, baby mamas can wreck your fucking life, boy. A broke broad can go on Facebook and just act like they got money. I'm too blessed to be stressed, bitch. You can still eat crab leg. You can live ghetto family. But a broke man, boy, if he have a baby and a bitch put him out there, boy, they gonna hear your whole get down. Now, some of that I don't think it'd be all the way true, but man, that lawyer, no, this shit, that nigga coming clean, boy. He testified.
If he had no money and all this crap, how did he get hired? That man got some money.
His friend paid for it. He finna testify to it. That means under the penalty of perjury. Attorney told him, in order for me to help you, I'm gonna have to dog you out. So I'm gonna need you to just sit there and look pathetic for me. Damn. That's fucked up that he takes that, but that's the truth. I need you to sit there and look pathetic. I don't need you to have no emotion. Come in a wheelchair. Yeah, cry. Leave your head nappy. Damn, boy. Anything not to get that 250. Just not to get that 250 right here.
I'm asking that you commute that sentence based on what I've represented here to the 15 days he's already served, or the alternative, suspend the remaining of the sentence pending my submission, waiting on the Screen Actors Guild only to be able to submit that financial affidavit. And I do have a draft of a financial affidavit, but because of the court's ruling, I would like to have that Screen Actors Guild backup so it's not accused of being inaccurate. But I do believe the proper forum to challenge a financial affidavit's accuracy is not at a CMC. It's not at anything but the motion for contempt hearing, Judge. That's when you challenge it. And if he's able to challenge it and say, Mr. Love, did you work this show? And Mr. Love, did you work this movie? And then it shows that he didn't include it. Well, guess what? His credibility is shot. That judge is going to order him to pay what she believes his true income is. And his credibility is determined by the judge because he swore under oath that this affidavit was true and correct. But that's the form to do it. I don't believe indirect civil contempt for that is proper. I would have my client testify once I finish my argument about not being notified by his attorney that his presence was needed at that hearing. Moving on to the criminal contempt, Judge. I was not present.
One thing at a time.
That's up to the judge.
There's a lot of arguments made. Yeah, that's fine. We can address individually. Response. Yeah, I guess argument. Mr. Rufford, response on that. Just on the indirect civil.
Yes, absolutely. I know the attorney was not the attorney on the case at the time, but he apparently is not aware of what was really going on. First of all, in the several years since the final judgment hearing, so 2019 case, Mr. Love did not pay a penny in child support. There's several $100,000 of monies owed pursuant to the final judgment hearing, which I think was entered in 2023. He has literally not paid a penny. The only money in child support that my client's gotten has been pursuant to writs of garnishment, seizure of assets, things like that. Not a penny's been paid, and that matter's been pending before the GM. There's a contempt pending against him there. That's not before Your Honor today. But what is before Your Honor regarding this matter is not only the failure to provide the financial affidavit, but if you look at the order of indirect civil contempt, it's not just a financial affidavit. It's Mr. Love may purge himself of the indirect civil contempt hearing by providing a full and complete family law financial affidavit, including all attachments thereto required by 12.285E, which is the mandatory disclosure, which is not only the financial affidavit, but the bank statements, the credit card statements, the credit applications, the tax returns. Not a single page of documentation of that has been provided. Mr. Lansky, I'm sorry, has advised that, he said, and I quoted this, as devoid as it was, referring to the financial affidavit that's been provided. The financial affidavit literally said zero income, zero assets, no bank.
Hey, man, Hey, look, I just talked to Faison, no bullshit. He said he's straight. He said, goddamn, he got a camper he finna get. He good. I would show you that we talked, but he got his daughter on his picture, and we ain't finna do that. I ain't trying to prove nothing to you motherfuckers anyway. Okay, let me see. I can show y'all this. Hold on, I can show y'all this part. Oh. Faison Love. Let's say today I called him, he canceled it at 1 something. He called me back at 2:13, and that's 1 minute ago. The man said he down to a motherfucking camper, but he all right, he blessed. Too blessed to be stressed. So y'all keep him in prayers. Keep Faison in prayers. He said he good, but he gonna be in a camper. God damn it. COVID fucked up a lot of people, but he's straight. He said he's straight. You know, it is what it is. You can't pick on nobody that's going back up. So yeah. Yeah, man. So he gonna be all right. He said his baby mama going too far. His baby mama want money based on what she's seen in the past. You can't get money based off what people see in the past. You got to get money off what people got now. And a lot of times, some women, they want money based off of what people used to have instead of the money they got now. So it is what it is.
Accounts, no nothing. It was not like missing a few things. It was not it was literally just a blank financial affidavit, essentially saying I have no income. We have collected, as I mentioned, some money pursuant to garnishments, and these garnishments are not small amounts. Yes, there are some small amounts from certain locations that we get, but just from a single comedy show that he did, which we had to litigate before the general magistrate to actually get paid because Mr. Love's, one of his prior attorneys, was threatening the comedy club that they would sue them if they gave me any money pursuant to the order, which the GM ended up saying, no, you need to give that money, was over $9,000. So that was just about half of what he earned. So he's earning about $20,000 per comedy show. There's several shows in a week that he flies to different cities and does a comedy show and headlines, and they advertise it. And we've been sending out letters to these comedy shows saying, hey, he's performing there in 3 weeks. Here's a copy of the court order seizing, 55% of his income, and they end up fighting us on it. And like I said, you can take a look at the court record and you can see where that is. So it's not just a matter of, oh well, I was between jobs. He gets constant money from his prior shows and movies and things like that. He's constantly doing comedy shows all over the country where he flies there and does these comedy shows for $18,000, $20,000 a pop. And to say, well, like I had a comedy show for things like that. He's constantly doing comedy shows all over the country where he flies there and does these comedy shows for $18,000, $20,000 a pop. And to say, well, like I had a comedy show and it canceled, so I put zero income. It's not, well, but that's how it's done. I mean, if you're a plumber and you plumb one day and you plumb 3 days later, but you do a financial affidavit between those days on your day off, you don't say I make zero income. I mean, that's just not how it works. So it's not just a matter of a financial affidavit that he has provided. It's a bad financial affidavit. It's an incomplete. It says specifically in your order, a full and complete family law financial affidavit. And the second matter is the documents, the tax returns, the bank statements, the credit card statements. None of that's been provided. We're not required to take his word for it that, oh, well, I'm here in court today, and, I'm going to say that I don't make any income and I don't have any money and I just get these small little checks and this movie is now canceled. We're not required to take his word for that. We're required to actually see the documentation. He's required to comply with the law. There's a specific purge put in that order that he has to provide a full and complete financial affidavit and all the documents pursuant to 12.285B. He hasn't done either one of those. His own lawyer said that the one he provided was as devoid as it was. So it's not been there. Now, if he does provide those things, the order specifically states, should the documents be provided to Mr. Rothbard? And should the parties agree that said documents are complete, the parties may submit a decree order discharging this indirect civil contempt. But if documents are provided and Mr. Rothbard does not agree that the same are complete, a hearing may be requested by Mr. Law where the court will determine whether his obligations here are fulfilled. That's not part of this motion for a hearing. He wants to do that and say, well, we provided everything and we're going to provide everything. There's nothing to provide, but that's not set for today. It's not before the court. He hasn't filed the motion. He hasn't provided the documents to even be in a position to file the motion. So any motion discharging the indirect civil contempt it's not appropriate. The matter was properly heard. He failed to provide the court order. A motion for contempt was filed. We had a hearing on it. and the court made a ruling on the hearing about it. Again, he said, well, it was just done at a CMC, but it wasn't. There was actually several hearings before that where these matters were addressed, which culminated at the CMC. But again, there's a specific purge. It hasn't complied with that purge. And here we are. He still hasn't paid a penny of child support. And I need to add, obviously, that the court said, turn yourself in by May 1st. Didn't do that. In fact, at the hearing, if you look at the order, he said, I'm in California. No one's going to find me there.
Man, what is this dude babbling about? Like, God, he don't stop talking. I would just say, man, fuck it. I lose the case. This dude talk too much. Not lose, I win. But golly, this dude talk too much. Lord have mercy. Can you prove any of the stuff that you're saying? If not, shut up. The man may not have as much money as he had before. There's a lot of people that don't have as much money as they had before. Does that mean he can't give the child anything? No. That doesn't mean that. That means he's going to have to go off of a scale that's based on a regular person. I know they're nervous about that because you've seen this guy on movies before, but you know how crazy the mind works? That because he was in a movie once before, he's just automatically required to have so much money when it's just a worksheet. If a guy work at McDonald's, they take his paycheck from McDonald's, they apply it in, they take a percentage of it, it's gone. I don't understand what's so hard.
He was picked up in California at an Indian casino. And that's where he was picked up. It wasn't like he turned himself in. It wasn't like he did the right thing. And he's had, by the way, he's had 3 lawyers since this happened. He's paying lawyers, 3 of them. Mr. Lesky is the 3rd one. And still not paying a penny in child support. I actually have a motion pending to sanction him for that and compel his compliance because he hadn't turned
Your Honor, I'm going to object to any reference to a motion that's not noticed for today.
Hold on, Mr. Lance, Mr. Rothbard, there's an objection by Mr. Lance.
My objection is what's noticed for today is what's noticed for today. I don't care what motions he's filed. That's not her. That's not on the.
Yeah, we don't need to go into whatever motions have been filed or have yet to be, that aren't noticed for today.
But the fact is, Judge, that he hasn't complied with the court orders. He was at the hearing where the court said, turn yourself in by May 1st. There was no question about this. And he didn't do it. Just like he said he wouldn't do it at the hearing. He said, no one's going to find me, no one's going to pick me up. Well, he was wrong on that, right? But the fact is that he hasn't provided the discovery. He didn't comply with the original order of the court. Contempt hearing. The contempt hearing was finally heard. He didn't provide a financial affidavit. He's admitted he still hasn't provided a valid financial affidavit. He hasn't provided any of the 12.285E documents. There's no question about that. His lawyer's not even arguing that he's provided these documents. So he hasn't done what he needed to do. And that is not a matter for a hearing. Even if he had, that would be a matter for a motion to discharge the contempt pursuant to the order.
Well, what's your position on the hearing from which the indirect civil contempt order came about? Was Mr. Lansky's argument is that's not the appropriate. He filed a financial affidavit 30 minutes before that hearing, and that hearing was not the appropriate forum to probe the validity or accuracy of that financial affidavit. And a finding of contempt based on a facially, suspicious financial affidavit is not was not an appropriate contempt, indirect civil contempt. Because he did file it, and the veracity of it is best left to a hearing regarding that issue.
So there's the fact that it was filed. First of all, in the rule, there's I want to say it's 12.2 something, but I can't remember exactly. If the document is provided less than 24 hours before hearing, it should not be considered by the court. That is one of the issues. The second issue, Judge, is he still hasn't provided, and that was on April 21st was the hearing. April 21st was the day of the actual contempt hearing. The financial affidavit was supposed to have been provided substantially before then. But separate and apart from that matter, and I want to say for some reason that the financial affidavit wasn't provided until after the hearing. I could be wrong on that, but I think it was provided after. I think there was a notice filed, but the actual affidavit wasn't filed until after.
No, we had the financial affidavit prior to the hearing on April 21st. It was filed on April 21st in the morning at 8:08 a.m. And it was referenced. I mean, you had it. You started to make argument on it at that hearing about it showed zeros, and so that we were certainly addressing it.
So again, the fact that it was ordered prior to that, it wasn't like it was ordered to be provided that day. It was ordered in a I can look at the indirect civil contempt, but it was an order to show. There was an order to show cause on April 10th, which was issued, and there was an order prior to that, the case management conference dated January 29th, where he was ordered to provide this document, and he never did. So it wasn't just on that day he didn't have it, it was ordered several months prior. And literally not even on the eve of the hearing, but apparently a half hour before the hearing was when it was finally provided. And again, not a single 12.25E document, not a single tax return, not a single bank statement, nothing. And those matters were specifically addressed in the indirect civil contempt order in the purge. So if he's disputing what the purge is, that's not a rehearing, which is what his motion is. His motion is saying somehow there's a problem with the order. He's not saying, well, he's complied with the purge, we should release him on the indirect civil. That's not before the court,
Well, it is. It's a purge review. I mean, I certainly have discretion to basically change the purge at any time. He's been picked up on a warrant or on a writ by attachment on an indirect civil contempt. This is now purge review. I have discretion to modify the purge, even absent a motion.
Yeah, but we're still missing, like I said, a valid, full and complete financial affidavit. And that was what was in the order, not just any financial affidavit that says zero, but a full and complete one.
Right.
And the second thing is all the documents supporting it. Again, we're not just required to take his word for it in his statement or in his financial affidavit. If you look at the final judgment.
Hey, I don't like the way this guy keep talking. He talks so fast. He giving me a headache. The moral of the story is Faison Love is fine. He'll be living in a camper for a minute. He'll bounce back like a true player is supposed to. Having a kid should not send you into financial ruins. Pay what you can pay until you can pay more another day, just like women. Yeah, man, it is what it is. My lawyer was bad as a motherfucker. Excuse me. I gotta go dump some trash. I gotta go. This guy was rambling so hard. I can't take this shit no more. Yeah, that shit gave me a headache. So y'all have a blessed rest of y'all day. I'm up out of this thing. Appreciate everybody who super chatted. Andre Dub, appreciate the 20 Bus Life memberships. Appreciate that. But anybody who super chatted, I appreciate y'all. But the memberships definitely help out the channel. I will be back. We're just gonna be on the road with it. I'm up out of this thing. I'm gone.